Okay, so we have been covering laptops for about 6 months now, and the most important question we get is, so yes, it finally makes sense to make a best laptop video for students from about 60,000 rupees to 1 lakh for every budget. By the way, this video is made in collaboration with Intel, and before we get to the video, we'll only be covering the latest newer Intel 12th Gen and 13th Gen laptop because the newer laptop options are comparatively better in terms of new Thunderbolt 4, new Wi-Fi 6E connectivity and new performance hybrid architecture. But since this video is meant for students, we'll focus only on productivity laptop, which is mostly Intel Evo certified laptop. Now, all the laptops in this list except Samsung are Intel Evo certified laptops. Now you would be like, Pratik, what is Intel Evo? In simple words, a laptop has to meet certain requirements to be an Intel Evo certified laptop, like 9+ hours of battery life on Full HD. These are also thin and lightweight laptops, so you can easily carry it in your full bag. The laptop also has an instant wake up time of less than 1 second. So this is one feature that you will use several times in a day and really appreciate it. Also, the latest Intel 13th Gen brings a lot of new features to Intel Evo. Like here are two of my favorite ones. Like number one, Intel Evo certified laptop need to have a full HD 1080p webcam. And here's a 720p webcam from an old laptop. And here's how the 1080p webcam looks like in the same lighting environment. You can see less noise and better video quality. Like 1080p finally in 2023. Yeah. Number 2, Intel Unison app. So basically, Intel Unison lets you connect any Android/iOS smartphone to a Windows laptop for everything. So you just have to download the Intel Unison app on both the devices and just scan the QR code from your smartphone and boom, done. Now see, I can drag and drop files to send it to my Android phone, and file sharing is actually a huge task between Android and Windows PC. Plus you can get all your notifications on Windows PC, pick up calls from your Windows PC. Now you also get lightning fast connectivity features like Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5 and higher, Thunderbolt 4 and rapid charge where you get like 4.5 hours of charge in just 30 minutes of charging. Also there is intelligent collaboration features like Full HD webcam, AI noise cancelling microphone, AI background blur and lots of cool stuff. Now, let's move on to the laptops in increasing order of price. First up, if you have a budget of around 65,000 and you need a device for majorly media consumption and editing photos, I would recommend the Asus VivoBook 14 OLED. It comes with Intel 12th Gen i5 1235U. Now, there's a very interesting thing that happened with Intel 12th Gen. Up until Intel 11th Gen, if you had the CPU and suppose it had like 4 cores. So, all of the cores could go at same clock speed and take the same amount of power or battery. But now with Intel 12th Gen, they increased the number of cores to 10. And 2 of the cores were the performance or P cores, bigger for powerful tasks. And 8 of the cores were smaller efficiency cores. They ran at lower clock speeds, took less battery life and did most of the smaller and background tasks. Now coming back to the Asus VivoBook 14 OLED, the top 3 pros are, number 1, you get a 2.8K 90Hz OLED display. The display is bright at 600 nits with HDR and you get really good color accuracy. So if you edit photos or even short videos, the display is good for those jobs. Number 2, you get 16GB RAM in this version. One of the RAM slots is upgradable, but I think 16GB RAM is more than enough with this CPU version. Number 3, you get all the ports that you need. You get 2 USB-A ports, a full-size HDMI port. So you get 2 USB-C ports, but most importantly, one of them is a Thunderbolt port. So suppose your laptop has this Thunderbolt port, so you just have to connect a Type-C cable and you can use this TV as a secondary display. And just not right now, wait for it, 2 minutes. Oh, there you have it. Since Thunderbolt is an Intel technology, you will find it mostly on Intel laptops. Now we have also did a dedicated video on the Asus VivoBook. You can check that video from here. Next, if you have a slightly heavier workload for office, college and coding and you are not that much bothered about display and color accuracy, I would recommend the Acer Swift 3. Now it's available on all online and offline channels. You will find the best buy product link below in the product tag. Now the best thing is you get Intel 12th Gen 1240p. Here's a very important thing which people miss out while buying laptops. Listen carefully. Whenever you search for a laptop, the laptop series name is somewhat i5 1240p. So the first i5 denotes the series and 12 means that it is 12th gen. Then you have the number 40, 45 which is basically the version. But the most important letter is this P. Last VivoBook 14 had 1235U, which is made for light work, web browsing and video calls, etc. Then you have the P series CPU like this Acer Swift 3, which is meant for balanced performance, photo editing, graphic work or multi-thread coding. Then you have H series CPU, which are really powerful and made for proper video editing and hardcore gaming. Also, Acer Swift 3 is an Intel Evo laptop, and Intel Evo laptop needs to have a Full HD webcam, 9+ hours of battery life and about 15 mm of thickness. The only thing with Acer Swift 3 is you don't get expandable RAM, so if you think you will be multitasking quite a lot, get the 16GB RAM variant. Next up, if your main purchase is to buy a laptop which can also act as a tablet and let you do a bit of drawing and stylus stuff, you can go for Lenovo Flex 5. It is a good laptop for creators and artistic people. Now, we have been using this laptop for quite some time now. You get the i3 12th Gen variant for $69.90. Now listen carefully, if you just want to do media consumption and draw, the i3 variant does the job. But I would recommend you to push the budget and get the i5 variant, which costs about 70,000. Now you get i5 1235U, 8GB RAM, 512GB SSD. You also get the Lenovo stylus in the box and it works with most of the drawing apps. And this laptop has by far the best keyboard and the trackpad combo I have used in this price range. The speakers are also front facing and hold on, listen to this. They are loud. Now the only thing is, since this is a 360-degree convertible, when you put it like this in tent mode, the speakers turn the other side and you can barely hear anything in a bigger room. Rest, I would say I'm not the best sketch artist, but this thing does the job for me. Again, we have a dedicated video on the same laptop. You can watch it here. Now in terms of performance, the Intel i5 1235U can handle slightly heavier tasks, especially in productivity apps. Like see here, I can drop a raw image in Photoshop, edit it with multiple layers, and I can also try on complex filters to it. The i5 does it without any lag. Next up, if you have a Samsung phone and if you're looking for that ecosystem feature, then I would recommend the Samsung Galaxy Book 3. First of all, it starts at $74,990 for the i5 1335U version. This is Intel's latest 13th Gen processor. We have this Samsung Book 3 360, which can, of course, go 360 degree and it is a touch display. Now, first of all, the laptop is just so light. It weighs in like 1.1 kg and this has a 1080p OLED display, which is gorgeous, vibrant. Like watching movies on this is a delight. Plus you get a lot of Samsung ecosystem features. Like let me show you one of them. If you have a Samsung phone, you can just use multi-control feature, and now when I drag the mouse to the extreme right, you can see I can now control my smartphone with the same trackpad and keyboard of the laptop. Plus, you can wirelessly send files, sync notes between your Samsung phone and laptop. In case you opt for a Samsung tablet later, you can also use your tablet wirelessly as a secondary display. So this laptop is the closest Android can get to an Apple ecosystem. The only thing I found with this Samsung laptop is if you have a heavy workload video editing, the laptop only has a U series chip, so you should go for P series Intel processors. Lastly, for the same budget of around 1 lakh rupees, if you're not that bothered about the ecosystem, then a good option is HP Envy X360. It comes with the Intel i7 1235U. It is 12th Gen instead of 13th Gen on Samsung, but it is an i7 processor instead of i5. Also, you get a better 2K OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. It is a touch laptop with a 360-degree convertible. You also get 16GB RAM with 512GB SSD. Plus, it is the laptop if you're into sketching, drawing and graphics. And with that was the list. Now, if you want a hardcore gaming laptop or video editing rig, I would recommend to look for a laptop with dedicated graphics card or build a PC if you can. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew.